Holy spoilerinos everyone, I'm Gary Smith and welcome to part 2 of day 2 for the Modern Masters 2017 spoiler season. Yes, Modern Masters spoilers keep on coming thick and fast, and this afternoon is no different. We have some exciting cards to take a look at today, and we'll start right off with a cycle of 5 uncommons, one for each of the shards from the original Alara block, and they're just fantastic. So starting off, we're going to be taking a look at Sprouting Phrinax. Green, black, red, sorry, mind erased for a second there, for a 3/3 Jund colours, that when it dies, gives you 3 1/1s. This card may not seem as exciting as some of the other cards from this uncommon cycle, but it is very powerful if there's sack outlets in the format. 3 mana for a card that allows you to sack 4 times is pretty powerful. If you've got any reasonable sack triggers out there, this is an incredibly powerful card. It's also a great blocker. Yes, it may not trade with anything it blocks, but some of the stuff it will do. But even if it doesn't, it blocks the same creature, assuming that creature doesn't have trample, for 4 turns. 4 turns! If you can't find a way to get out of that in 4 turns, you are dead anyway, but this card can get you so far ahead in the game. And if you're ahead on board, this card's amazing. Your opponent just can't attack into it. Why? Because if they attack into it and you just chump and create 3 more chump blockers, they're going to be taking a bunch of damage on the backswing. This card is fantastic, and I'm really excited to see it in the draft format. Next up we have Rock's Warmonk. Bounce, application to this cycle. 1 white, 1 green, 1 blue for a 3/4 creature with lifelink. This card is a little bit exciting just for the fact it has a lifelink. I love seeing cards with lifelink on them because surviving is something I love to do as a control player. Yes, Bant isn't my favourite colour, that belongs to Grixis, but this card is really good. And yes, while spawning Phrinax does create a bunch of chop blockers, this card kind of gives you the same advantage that would do, except repeatedly. At a 3/4 it blocks a lot more than spawning Phrinax would do, safely, by the way. It avoids a lot more removal, it avoids a Lightning Bolt, which is relevant in some formats. And yet, we don't know, maybe we will see Lightning Bolt in this format. We have yet to see, but it's great. I just love this card as well. Next up we have Woolly Foctor. Naya's contribution to this part of the cycle, 5/4 for 3 mana, red, green, white. Again, this card is fantastic for limited. In fact, this entire cycle is fantastic, and I'm going to be saying that about every card, so I might as well get it out of the way now. 3 mana for 5/4 is huge value. If you've got any way to reliably get it out on turn 3, you're going to be miles ahead of the game. And even if you don't get it out on turn 3, it is a great curve hitter on turns 4 or 5, and maybe even turn 6 in some formats. We have yet to see how fast this format truly is, but I'm almost certain this card's going to be good in it nonetheless. If you're in Naya, or you've got a way to splash Naya by drafting good lands, you're going to want to pick up this card early on in the draft. Maybe not first pick, we've got to wait to see what else you get in this pack, and if you've got pure value, you take that. But this card is really, really good. Next up we have Tower Gargoyle, Esper's contribution. A little bit more expensive than the rest of this cycle. This one actually costs 4 mana, 1 generic and Esper, so black, white, blue. This is a 4/4 flyer that's an artifact creature as well. This just sweeps away some of the other contribution in many ways. It trades or kills every other card on this cycle. Great. It's flyer, huge evasion, really aggressive beater. There's a reason why this is 4 mana and the others are 3, especially given the fact that it's an artifact creature. Its extra synergies are huge, and if artifacts end up being a subplot of Modern Masters 2017, and they've been a subplot of 2013 and 2015, so could be a subplot of this theme, this card is fantastic. Again, you're going to want to pick this up. Next up we have Sedaxis Spectre, or Sedraxis Spectre. Grixis' contribution to the cycle, and actually was never an uncommon in Shards of Alara. This is a downshifted in rarity from rare to uncommon, which is great for this. I hate seeing useless rares, or at least useless and limited rares, or cards like this as rare in limited. This has no reason to be rare in limited, and I'm glad the Wizards agree. 3 mana for a 3/2 flyer with Unearth, 1 for 1 on the black, and for those of you who don't know what Unearth is, you just flick it out of the graveyard, put it into play for 1 turn, and then exile it at the end of turn. But it does have haste for that turn, so it allows you to attack and get its combat damage ability, which is whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card, which is pretty much what all Spectres do. That's the Spectre ability. They make you discard cards, which is by poking you, which is why I was doing that. But no, it's a great card. 3 mana for a 3/2 flyer is, again, very good in limited, right? That's a very good rate in limited, and this one gives you card advantage, right? That's why Grixis is my favourite colours, right? The others, one gives you lifelink, one gives you a huge beta, one's a reasonable flyer, and actually that's my second favourite, but this one gives you card advantage. It's stupidly good. Absolutely great. This entire cycle is gorgeous. Love to see it in limited. Next up we have Ranger of Eos. 3 and a white for, I believe, give me a second, 3/2 creature, sorry about that, 3/2 creature, and this card is fantastic. I believe it's just his first reprinting. Such a good card. Also an invitational card, which is one of the reasons why it's got this gorgeous brand new art. And when it enters the battlefield, you get to search for up to 2 creatures, each with converted mana cost 1 or less. This is going to be a really powerful card in limited. Well, maybe not so much limited, but I imagine there are going to be some decks out there, if depending on what we see at 1 or less, this card could be incredibly powerful in the limited format. But as a rare, it's seen plenty of play in modern, in Naya decks, or 4-color decks. This has seen some play in pod decks, back when pod was around, and I think it's seen some play in like Chord of Calling, Podless Pod kind of deck, where you can use it to fetch the sack outlet, which is good. You know, you can tutor for this and the sack outlet, get this to sack and whatever. And because it fetches 2 creatures, you also get to fetch something else as well. So this is, you know, it has seen some significant play in modern in previous times, and there's definite reason to suggest it could see play again in the future, which makes it a worthwhile reprint. Absolutely fantastic to see. Next up we have his Granddaddy Gristlebrand. Already on the pack, we already knew it was coming, but still great card to see, especially since the article went into ways of cheating it into play. Not spoiling anything for the Modern Masters set, but one of the colours is Unearth, or one of the colour pairings, black-red, is Unearth. We're probably going to have a way to cheat this guy into play. He's 8 mana at quadruple black. Yeah, no, they're going to have to find a way to get you to cheat this into play to see it play in limited if you open it. It is a mythic though, so yeah. Next up we have, oh, wait for it, it's Snapcaster Mage, 1 and a blue. This guy's a powerhouse. As a blue mage, I feel really tingly. Except the rarity leaves much to be desired for. This at Mythic? Really, Wizards? This at Mythic? Why? Why has this been upshifted in rarity? Why do you upshift in rarity, right? This isn't a case of it was a rare before Mythics were around, and so we're going to upshift it to Mythic because that's what it would be now if it was printed nowadays. This was a rare when Mythics were a thing. In the original Innistrad block, this was a rare. Why is it not staying that way, Wizards? Seriously? In draft format, you've got black-blue control, instant speed control as one of your archetypes. This would be a bomb rare in that set, right? It's not even broken. Right? Unless you're planning on printing some absurd instants and sorceries, which there's not actually too many of them in Modern that I really worry about, why is this a Mythic? Right? It doesn't even have the absurd value it wants to have because it's starting to see less play thanks to the rise of things like Eldrazi or things of decks that just crunch over control. That, not that controls actually mean very good. I mean, even the Jeskai control decks don't run this anymore really because they're trying to do the whole Nahiri the Harbinger kind of synergy. Disappointed at Mythic, but really excited to see this in the set. Do think it should have been a rare, but hey ho, what can we do? Next up we have, or finally for this set of spoilers, and anything else spoiled after today will go in tomorrow's morning video, is Deadeye Navigator. 4 blue for a 5/5 spirit creature with soulbound. When it enters the battlefield, you soulbound it to something else, and when they're soulbound, both creatures get the ability to pay 1 a blue, exile it, and return it to the battlefield. This is a huge ability. Absolutely love it. A lot of people saying this card shouldn't be in the set and it's a bulk rare. No, this card is a rare because of what it does to limited formats. This is a card that should entirely be a rare and is great use of a rare. Right? The fact this isn't Mythic, I'm really glad. Could have been the Comet Storm of this set, but thankfully it's not. They're willing to take a risk of blue-white having control access to this for their Flicker deck. This is huge. Absolutely fantastic card. It may not be valued, but if you open it in limited and you're on blue-white Flicker, you're going to love this card. This is fantastic. Really glad to see it. So that's it for all the spoilers so far today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you're really excited for the set as I am. The limited format does look like it's going to be absolutely great. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.